we're going to really be focusing on what people are doing their first 5 years of their investor journey and how just one property can make a difference and creative ways to purchase those properties or to sell those properties that you never probably thought of before. Welcome to the Idaho Real Estate Investor Show, where we bring strategies and knowledge that will help you succeed in Idaho's ever-changing real estate market. I'm Jonna Weber. I'm an Idaho investor, realtor, and entrepreneur. I've been successfully investing for over 2 decades and helping countless others do the same. We'll bring you real stories from successful investors, expert advice, and insights to help you build generational wealth through the power of real estate. Whether you're just getting started or well on your way, let's jump in. Hey friends, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being here. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I'm Jonna Weber, and I am the host and owner of the Idaho Real Estate Investing Show. And I am an investor, have been for 22 years, and love giving back to our community and especially newer investors. So I've got a couple things rattled around in my heart that I'm going to share. But first, I just want to say happy fall. I know that fall is such a special time. I know that at the time of this recording, and then of course when you listen to it, it's the beginning of fall. And you guys, I just watched everybody's back to school pics on Facebook and Instagram, and my heart was just beating a little faster. I got this little touch of anxiety and happiness. I'm so happy for all of the parents, and just want you to just to soak up that time with your kids and make sure you get those snap pictures because you'll want them later. This is the first year that I haven't had a kiddo go back to school. My daughter graduated college in May, and then my son has a real job down in Denver, and I should try to maybe see if he can snap a picture for me the first day of fall back to work or something like that. But I miss those back to school days and just enjoy, soak up. So that is what time of year we're coming at you from. I hope you all had a wonderful summer. A couple quick highlights from my summer. My husband and I are in the era of trying new things as far as like hobbies, because guess what? We've like worked really hard for a lot of years and poured a lot of our free time into the kids and their sports and all that fun stuff that I would never trade. But a couple new hobbies we picked up. One is we went on an off-road adventure with Bronco. So if you have a Bronco, so that you could qualify to be part of this off-rodeo program where you go up into the crazy mountains for a full day and learn how to drive a Bronco up the sides of mountains, that kind of thing. And so we did that down in Moab. That was really, really fun. The other thing we did is we went down to Reno to Hot August Nights, which is the largest collectible like car show in the US, 6,500 car entries. So we did 2 car-related hobbies this summer. If you would have told me 2 years ago I would have been into car things, I would have laughed in your face. But hey, my husband loves them. I actually had a blast at both of them. It was a great time. So we're gonna fast forward. We talked about a couple things this summer, and now I'm gonna zero in on something happening this fall. If you have been following me or are on my emails, you've known that, or you're starting to know that the Idaho Real Estate Investing Conference is coming October 10th to Boise. And a lot of people have just assumed, like, oh, I didn't know about it before. I think I'll check it out this year. But what you really want to know is that this is an inaugural event. And let me tell you how it came about really quickly. I was at an event in 2024. It was over in Twin Falls called the Idaho Summit. Some of you may know of it, but it's this great business and personal development summit put together by Senate and Carrie Eskridge and a lot of fellow people in their community in Twin Falls. And it's a jam-packed full day with so much value. I went to that thing and I'm like, I would have spent $1,000 to come to this or travel to go to this, no question. And it was really reasonable, so organized. And again, the speakers that were on stage and the people that I met that day were just incredible. So I immediately got a ticket to come the next year and was committed to it. It was that good. And I knew Senate was an investor, but I didn't really know him personally. And we struck up a conversation and started talking several times over the course of the next several months about the idea of doing something that's a little bit similar to the Idaho Summit, but on a larger scale and in Boise and totally focused on helping people that are currently investors or people that want to learn how to or dip their toes in investing.
Hey, Idaho investors, here's a stat that might surprise you. Over 70% of successful real estate investors say their best deals didn't come from the MLS or from a cold online lead. They came through their network. So if you're serious about growing your portfolio, it's time to get in the right room. Join Idaho REI, the Idaho Real Estate Investor Network, an affiliate of the National REIA. We're here to inspire, connect, and equip you to build real wealth through real estate. Success doesn't happen in isolation. Get in the room where it's happening. Visit IdahoREI.com and join us today.
So we quickly organized the fact that we would be putting together this Idaho Real Estate Investing Summit. And it is coming to fruition October 10th. And let me just share a thread that's happened in my life as a result of a conference or a summit and how it relates to why we really, really, really need to see you there that day. I'm going to take you back to 2011. I know, so far back. 2011 was the year that I got serious about investing in real estate. And we'd had investments before. You can go back, listen to past episodes. I could share more on a later date on exactly what happened from the time we started investing to 2011. But long story short, 2011, we started to get serious, as in we were finally buying a couple of rental properties that had positive cash flow. I was looking all over for where to learn how to do the basics. Like literally, I was just operating in the dark. We had a couple of books at that time on real estate investing. I think there was one called Real Estate Investing for Dummies. And I was fumbling my way around how to set up these rental properties and came across this website, which many of you have heard of, called Bigger Pockets. And Bigger Pockets was small back then. I mean, I think when I joined, maybe there were 10,000 members, something like that. And it was pretty much all free to use. And it was small things. And Josh Dorkin was the owner and founder, and at that time, the only employee, and he threw something out there to the audience. He said, "Oh, I'm thinking of holding a real estate summit or real estate conference. Would you guys come if I put it together?" The people on that forum at the time really shouted a resounding yes. And so he took a leap of faith. He put it together, and it was March 2012. Now, here's where I was at that time. I said we were getting into serious real estate investing, but like literally we had a couple of properties. It wasn't like we were big time at all. And my husband had a busy corporate W-2 job career in which he traveled all the time. And then I was at that time, I think I was teaching school. I was doing long term substitute work at that time and really enjoying it, but thought really that was going to be my career and my destiny for the rest of my career, so to speak, because it was flexible with the kids' schedules. And of course, I love kids, and I just thought that's something I can handle. I can grit through and do for, many years. I still look back, I don't know why I thought that. I think teachers are incredible and amazing gifts from God, and I don't think that I truly had that gift, unfortunately. But nevertheless, I was teaching long-term sub jobs in school, and when I heard about the fact that he might be putting something like that together, I wasn't going to business conferences. I was working very, very part-time as a substitute teacher, and I was a stay-at-home mom to the 2 kids that were in elementary school, our kids, and my husband on the road all the time. But something just, like, resonated with me, and I thought, "Well, what a better place to learn." So I went to my husband and I said, "Hey, what do you think if I took a little time off away and went down to Denver to this real estate investing summit?" I didn't have a business at that time. Keep in mind, I didn't have an LLC. I didn't have business cards. I didn't have any reason to go and market myself or any reason to think I was going to be any kind of big time investor at all. But he was super supportive. He was very supportive and said, "Go for it." So I went on faith. I bought a ticket. I bought an airline ticket. I grabbed a hotel room. I remember still, it was first time I had been alone for a long time because how it is when you have little kids, you're always with people. So I got this room to myself and I walked into the summit, didn't know a soul, and started going like from booth to booth. There was like a trade show and I got to know some providers that offer some things to investors. And then I sat down in that main conference room, a little nervous. I think there were about 300 in attendance and felt that I don't know if you've heard of imposter syndrome. Like everybody else, you have that feeling like everybody else is this experienced investor in the room or this experience, whatever. Pick your poison, pick your industry. So I felt a little intimidated, but I sat there and met a few people around me and settled in for that conference with Josh getting up there, introducing everybody. And we had general sessions, we had breakouts. I met some people, went to meals with them, and I was in my element, I found. I didn't even expect to be, but it was still a little intimidating.
Hey, Idaho friends. If you're busy like me, you're always on the lookout for trusted professionals that can help you with your business, home, and investment needs. Whether it's a trusted lender, property manager, or a service provider that you're going to have come into your home or work on your investment property, there's always a need out there, and we want you to have great and trusted resources at the ready. In response to this, Idaho REI has developed an exclusive vendor directory chock full of businesses that are ready to help our community. Head on over to IdahoREI.com, grab your free copy today, and don't forget, let them know that Idaho REI sent you.
I had a couple of things happen at that conference that were ahas. And I'm telling you that because not to promise that's gonna be your experience, but there is such a high likelihood that something will change in your life when you invest in yourself to go to an immersive conference experience. And it may not be the person on stage. It might be somebody that you meet in that room. In my case, it was a gentleman that stood on stage and was talking about his love for the city he had discovered that his daughter had moved to, and that city was Boise, Idaho. And I looked around and no one else seemed to be familiar with Boise, Idaho, at least at that time. They were writing things around me. They were saying Boise and writing out Boise, Idaho on their notebooks. I saw them. And I also knew that if they were saying Boise, they may not be native. And I know that's a big old debate, Boise or Boise, but I maintain there's no Z in Boise. And so, as far as I know, I was the only person from our area and maybe the state there at the conference. And that was an idea that was sparked in me that there was opportunity. Long story short, I wound up getting my real estate license, getting more and more plugged into bigger pockets, started doing events like quarterly meetups for investors, which still we carry on today in a very organized form, now called Idaho Real Estate Investing Network. And it was really cool to have this moment where you think about what could be. But what happened was I came home, got my license, I plugged in, I started the meetups, and here's the next thing that happened. I got asked to be a guest on the Bigger Pockets podcast. And it wasn't because I was this big time investor. I wasn't. We were just slowly buying properties. In fact, on that episode, Josh Dorkin, who was the founder of Bigger Pockets, called my story boring. So I'm a boring investor. I totally admit it. But none of those opportunities would have ever happened if I wouldn't have come to that summit. I guarantee you. Even down to myself getting a license, because that's the opportunity that I sensed going to that conference and that there was going to be people that were wanting to invest in Boise, Idaho. And by golly, they were going to need a real estate agent. That led to over $200 million in real estate sales, many more properties acquired, and the formal formation just a few years ago of Idaho REI and this journey of helping other investors really gain financial freedom in their lives. All from one conference that I didn't even speak at or participate on. In fact, there's probably only 10 people that could remember I was there because that's about all I talked to. So, all this to say, we need you at Idaho Recon. You never know what's going to happen. You guys, it's less than $200 to go to this event. And we are expecting miracles for you in some regard. And it may be something that somebody says at a breakout room. Maybe it's the person you're sitting next to at lunch. Maybe it's someone you run into with one of our sponsors. I don't know what it's going to be, but if you expect great things are going to happen. And I want to address, if you're a newer investor in the room, if you think it may not be for you, heck yeah, it is. This is half of why we coordinated all the and curated the speakers that we have coming. We're going to really be focusing on what people are doing their first 5 years of their investor journey and how just one property can make a difference, and creative ways to purchase those properties or to sell those properties that you never probably thought of before. So it's absolutely for new investors, or if you're just like, think the idea of investing sounds cool, but you're not sold and you're not sure, and you've heard that nothing works in this market, all that baloney, you need to come and just investigate. And if you get through the end of the conference and you think that it was a bunch of malarkey, then heck, come to me. I will make it right. But I guarantee you, you are going to benefit. And this community and this conference and the city is going to be better for it, for having you in the room. So please join us October 10th. We've got a pre-party the evening of October 9th that is available for as long as we have room. So the first attendees are getting an automatic ticket into this pre-party we're going to have down on the Basque Block the night before, the night of October 9th. It's going to be so much fun. Idaho REI is hosting that along with my team, Jonna Weber Real Estate, and we cannot wait to see you there. So get your tickets, sign up, Idaho Recon. You can even grab, I've got a promo code Jonna, Jonna 10 to get 10% off your ticket. And here's what I need you to promise me. Get your ticket, tell other people you're going, share with them why you're going. Feel free to share this podcast, and then come see me on October 10th or the evening of October 9th. Let's get a quick pic together and share with me your takeaway from the event. I guarantee you're going to get something. We'll see you there. Well, that's a wrap for today. Thanks for joining me here at the Idaho Real Estate Investors Show. I hope you're leaving with new insights and inspiration to help you truly grow wealth through real estate. If you enjoyed the show, do me a favor. Please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with those that can benefit from it. Go and grow, and I'll catch you on the next episode.